But yeah, no, I've gone with Van Dijk next to him.
Yeah, it's like the Schmeichel thing with Alisson. I think Rio is. I think he's got more quality than Van Dijk in terms of off the ball, on the ball. I think it is right up there. He's 10 out of 10. Van Dijk, for me, he's only won one Premier League title so far. He obviously won a second this season. I just think Rio's legacy is so much better than Van Dijk.
On this debate as well, like to your point, I know we're talking about the role of maybe the fullback being you had to do more, but your point, I think a lot of people would agree with, is the type of centre forward that Rio is up against of a higher level than the type of centre forward Van Dijk's up against now, do you think?
I don't think you can answer that personally. I think for every 10 strikers you could name back then that were good, you could name 10 now that were good.
I don't know.
And
He's playing against
now.
Henry. Do you know what I mean? He even played probably against Aguero and Tevez.
But these are the not.
Guys.
I don't think that if we were sort of arguing and making our teams across eras, I don't think that's an argument that you can make because we don't know. Whereas I think if you were to build an individual and you were to build the perfect centre back, all of the attributes that make a perfect centre back, who would you get? I think you would get Van Dijk. And I think one of the real key things that maybe Van Dijk has over to Rio Ferdinand in the later years is that availability as well. And I think that comes from the fact that if you take Van Dijk's ACL season out, pretty much every game, every season, this season and last season played the most minutes for Liverpool of any player in that Liverpool team. And I think the reason he's able to do that is because Van Dijk's able to play so cleverly. So you see those little bursts of acceleration he does when you think maybe an attacker's got the better of him, and all of a sudden he has a little burst of acceleration and he makes the tackle. Doesn't need to go to ground, but he makes the tackle and he's comfortable. And I think when attackers talk about Van Dijk, there's fear in their tone when they're talking about him. He's got something about him because I think people can't wrap their head around the fact that he's got everything that you would want in a player.
Need a decision, Joe? What are you saying?
I mean, I would always side with Rio, but that's the bias in me.
Rio Ferdinand was part of a great partnership, right, with Vidic, who deserves a mention, by the way. And I think that you think about all the great centre-backs, they're part of great partnerships, whereas Van Dijk's the one centre-back where I think you could slot him into any of those partnerships and it would be the same, if not better.
That is a really interesting point.
What are you saying? You want to go Rio? You're edging with Rio?
Peter Schmeichel, do we give Boovy?
That can't be.
This guy's playing against Alan Shearer week in, week out.
I think maybe the argument of to Boovy's the level of strike he was coming up against. Also, what I would say is Van Dijk, PFA Team of the Year 4 times, which is actually a good metric of individual performance. Rio Ferdinand, Team of the Year 6 occasions. So I think this is impossible. Let us know what you think, Holmes. Joe, we edge your Rio?
Yeah.
Go on, edge your Rio,
I'm
Joe.
using my bias here to select Rio. I can
yeah.
see the comments at home saying that is ridiculous, and I totally
You could
understand.
have either. It's a toss of a coin.